Hello guys. In today's lesson, we'll learn to add colors to an object as well as the stroke. We'll also explore some useful color options that can help you with your projects. So let's get started. There are many ways to experiment with and apply colors to your artwork in Illustrator. As you work with colors, it's important to consider the medium in which the artwork will be published, such as print or the web. The colors you create need to be suitable for the medium. It usually requires that you use the correct color mode and color definitions for your colors. Before starting a new document, you should decide which color mode the artwork should use, CMYK or RGB. CMYK is an acronym of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. They're the colors of ink used in full-color process printing. These four colors are combined and overlapped in a pattern of dots to create a multitude of other colors, whereas RGB is an acronym of red, green, and blue. These three lights or colors are added together in various ways to create an array of colors. Select this mode if you are using images for on-screen presentations, the internet, or mobile apps. So basically, if you need designs to be represented digitally, use RGB. But if you want to get it printed through an offset machine or any other similar output medium, use CMYK. Objects in Illustrator can have a fill, a stroke, or both. At the bottom of the toolbar, notice the fill and stroke boxes. Fill box is white in this case, and the stroke box is black. Actually, let me draw a shape here for a better understanding. Since by default the fill color was white and stroke black, this shape took those colors, so the inside of the shape is filled with white and the stroke is black. If you click these boxes one at a time, you'll see that whichever is clicked is brought in front of the other. So basically it gets selected. If you want to switch colors, you can click this bidirectional arrow and the colors will be switched from stroke to fill and otherwise. Oops, it did not take effect because I mistakenly did not select the object. So please ensure that you have selected your object before making the selection. Now when I click the bidirectional arrow, the colors will switch. So the stroke color will become the fill color and vice versa. So basically when a color is chosen, it is applied to the fill or stroke, depending upon whichever is selected. Okay, let me switch it back to the default setting. You can even find the fill and stroke option in the appearance panel on the right. When you click the fill color in the appearance panel, it opens the color swatch with a variety of colors from the color wheel. Next to it is the color picker, where you can find the no color option, the black and white color options, as they are most frequently used. You can even find the cursor turning into an eyedropper tool, using which you can pick any color of your choice and that shall be transferred to the selected object. If you click the stroke option, you'll find a similar setup with a color swatch and color picker. You can also find the color swatch sitting in this panel here, as well as the color picker since I'm using the Essentials Classic workspace. For any reason, if you can't find these panels, you can look them up under the window menu. Okay, let's fill this guy with some color. Also, let's change the stroke color. So I'm going to select stroke here just by clicking it and pick any random color from the color swatch. Let's also thicken the size of the stroke. Now using the color picker, I can pick any color and be sure that my stroke is going to get this new color since stroke is selected from this option. Similarly, I can select fill to make it active and change its color using the color picker. It's that simple to add a color to an object. Now let's assume this shade is a special theme color of my client. So Each time I'd like to use it, I'll have to remember this code. Or what I can do is save this swatch for future use. To save it, ensure that you have it selected. Then click the small plus button and you can find it's showing the values in CMYK, which is absolutely fine. If you want to change it to RGB or any other option from the drop-down list, you can do that. You can also give your swatch a name. So let's name it Demo and hit OK. And you can find the swatch sitting here. You can even create a new color group from this option here. Color groups are useful when you want to organize and manage colors within your artwork. You can group similar or related colors together to maintain consistency and make it easier to edit or update colors later. This button takes you to the swatch option of the selected color for you to make any changes should you want to. This button will let you select your preferred swatches from the list. You can even add the color to your color library in case you want to keep a copy of the color as a backup or you want to use it on a different computer. Clicking this button will add it to the cloud library. This option here shows you a variety of different swatches based on several themes. So basically, when we use colors, knowingly or unknowingly, we tend to use the same kind of colors everywhere because we're comfortable using those colors. Using these swatches can be of great help to break out of that comfort zone. So let's say if I'm designing a candy wrapper targeted for children, I can choose the swatches from here to either pick colors or at least get some ideas to steer away from the traditional colors I'd normally use. Using this arrow button, you can even switch to other preset swatches from the list. The brights option here is all about gradients, and we're going to talk about gradients in the next tutorial, so I'm going to park that for later. If you'd like to save a set of swatches from this list, you can just pick it by clicking it, and it shall save it to your swatches panel. You can even click this button here to save it to your swatches panel for later use. After picking a color, if you go to the color option, you'll find the values of color scheme used. You'll also find the color code for that color. If you click the burger menu, you'll find that you can easily select to choose either grayscale, HSB, which is hue, saturation, and brightness, where the color is exactly the same, it's just the values that are different in this mode. And you can make necessary changes here as per your requirement. You can even change it to CMYK color mode and make changes to the values of each color to suit your need. Lastly, the burger menu in the swatches panel shows you the same options as the ones at the bottom, plus a few more that you can explore. These two buttons here will change the grid mode to list and back to grid. Alright, so that is all for today, and in the next lesson we're going to talk about gradients as they add depth, dimension, and visual interest to your artwork, making it appear more realistic and dynamic. So see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye and thanks for watching.